Hi guys, welcome to Valhalla Hills. If you haven't come across this game before, because it has been out a little while now, it is basically a strategy city builder kind of game. It's actually not dissimilar to Banished in that you build little settlements and you sort of grow your community, and you have to make sure that the villagers have everything they need for like food and resources. But you don't just stay on one map, you sort of progress through the levels, and the end goal being to reach Valhalla so that we can dine with the almighty Odin.
All of their lives, the Vikings strive for honor, so that when they die, they may join Odin for feasts and celebrations in Valhalla. However, Odin has recently been on edge, and in no mood to receive obscure would-be heroes. The fault lies with his youngest son, Lyko. At an early age, the gentle lad began to exhibit inclinations and talents quite uncharacteristic of a Viking, instead of proving his skills at sparring and drinking. Finally, Odin lost patience with him. He banished Lyko dishonorably to Earth, where he was told to make himself useful for a change, as the god of builders. But Lyko has a plan. Through the bond forged by their common fate, he has banded together with the rejected heroes. In defiance of the perils facing them, they are determined to prove their worth to Odin and risk the return to Asgard, all the way to the Valhalla Hills. However, as the first of the warriors request admittance to Asgard, Odin is far from impressed. If you wish to dine at my table, you will need more honor. A lot more honor.
Alright guys, come on. How cool is this game? Like, seriously. I'm actually super excited to play this. We need to get ourselves some honor so we can dine with Odin. Seriously though, I love the story for this game. Everything is just... it's just awesome, basically. It's just so awesome. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I was just going to point out my profile name for this is Pick Perfect. YT in capital letters. And if you don't already know, that's actually my Twitter handle. So if you're not following me on Twitter, then definitely go check it out, because I do try and keep you guys updated as much as possible, just to let you know what's going on, when I'll be starting a new series, when you can expect videos from me, because I'm actually in my third year at university, so there are times when I have to focus on assignments and exam prep and things for university, and I just don't have the time to record or edit videos. But I usually post something on Twitter just to let you guys know, so that's probably the best way to sort of stay up to date with what's happening with the channel. But other than that, let's just get started. Let's start a new game and get cracking. That's just about the different game modes, but you know, we're not going to make any changes. We're just going to dive straight in to just a regular classic game. Welcome, Lyko, god of building. Prove to your father that you are worthy of returning to Valhalla by mastering randomly generated missions suited to your progress. Everything you do may unlock new opportunities and challenges. Your goal is to lead your followers to the summit of Valhalla time and again and gather honor by constructing buildings, fighting, or performing offerings. So I'm gonna tell you little bits about the game just as we progress, because you start on unlocking things as you play through, and like the complexity starts building up. So these are our little Vikings. I love the way that they just fall from the heavens. I think that's awesome. I'm not the best at pronunciation, but I'll try. We've got Carl and... oh, do we have a 4? Or is that 4? I can't see. 4. Oh, that's awesome. We got ourselves a female 4. I love that. And is that Leaf? Life? I'm not sure. Tristan and... oh dear. Bjorn, I think, maybe. So this is our starting map, and as you can see, it's just a tiny little island, and kind of like Banished, you start off with some resources. So we've got some logs, some stone, a bit of leather, sticks and some flint, and obviously you need different resources for different buildings. And this is our starting portal, and this over here is our end goal. So what we want to do at the end of every mission is to open the portal, and that will unlock the next mission. So the first thing that we usually need to do is just start building and gather up our village and our resources, but this is just like the tiny little starting island. We don't really need to do a lot. It's just going through the motions and like a little bit of a tutorial. So, construction. Wood is required for nearly every construction project. Build a woodcutter as early as possible, preferably near some trees. Okay, this is just mentioning about the construction site. So let's get ourselves a woodcutter. And you notice it's mentioned about the construction site, and if you see, all the green areas are places that we can put this, and everything's green. But later on there'll be different colours, and if it's orange or red, it will basically require more resources to build. So if it's like on top of like a steep slope or something. But this is all green, so it doesn't really matter where we put it. We'll put it over here near the trees, but to be honest, we're not gonna be on this map for very long, so it's not too important. Right, so yeah, sometimes it's a good idea to deactivate buildings if they're using up resources and you need them for something else, but we'll get onto that a bit later. What we can do, just to speed this up, is we can add another builder. And if we just... Oh, okay, now it's mentioning the portals. Okay. So this is the end portal that I mentioned. So your Vikings have discovered a portal that is hoped leads to Bifröst, the fabled rainbow bridge that could take them to Asgard. More often than not, however, denizens of the underworld guard the portals. As soon as you open a portal, they can invade your world and attack your village. Defend yourself, or appease the dark forces with sacrificial offerings. Now open the portal to begin the next mission. The forces of evil are asleep and will not attack your Vikings this time. So this time we can just move on and open the portal. We actually don't even need to build the woodcutter hut. It's just part of the tutorial. So we can move on. We can open the portal. We're not going to be attacked. We can move on to the next level. So yay! Victory! Your Vikings have demonstrated considerable courage and acquired heaps of honour with all their deeds. Well, not really, because technically they didn't do anything, but okay. Each increase in honour also increases their standing with Odin, and brings them that much closer to gaining entrance to Valhalla. Numerous actions carried out by your Vikings also unlocks. These may consist of new buildings, technologies, or other things. New unlocks always become available to you in your next mission. So let's start the next mission, guys. Oh, look at all that honour coming in just for, well, not really doing anything, I suppose. Right, let's enter the portal and move on. Victory! Right, so these are just some of the things we've unlocked. So there'll now be rabbits, so we can hunt them for food. We've unlocked a fishing lodge, which obviously we need for food, and the military camp, and there will now be enemies when we open portals. That's the map increase, the altar, and just all sorts of various things that we will get to in time, I promise. Right, so this is our new map, and this is a little bit bigger, but it's still not too complicated. We should be able to do this relatively quickly, I think. There you are! The first transition for a portal was child's play, but portal guards grow in strength and become increasingly aggressive as the game progresses. To train soldiers to fight them, you need military or army camps. Alternatively, you can appease them at sacrificial altars, thus opening the way through the portal by peaceful means. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to build an army because, you know what, guys? We are Vikings, and Vikings are warriors. There's just no way we're going to do sacrificial. offerings. Just, no, it's just, it's not for us. Right, where are we going to pop our woodcutter? I suppose, oh, okay. Your Vikings will work hard for you, unless they are hungry, tired, or feel like exchanging pleasantries with another friendly individual. Yeah, of course, why work when you can just stop and have a little bit of a natter, you know? Generally, they satisfy these needs without your help. However, you should make sure that they have all the supplies they need, as they will then be much more effective workers. If they waste too much time foraging for fruit or put their backs out sleeping under trees, things won't be nearly as good as if they've been given tasty bread to eat and a soft pillow under a dry roof on which to lay their heads. By the way, they don't stop work to go to Little Viking's room. Good to know, thanks game. Oh, right, I'm going to pop this over here because there's a little bit more trees. I don't think we'll need that much wood, and it is a little bit out of the way. Let's just pop another builder. But I don't know, it just seemed like the most sensible place. So Tristan is gonna pick up some logs and start building that for us. And I think the next thing we want to start with, let's see, how are we doing for logs? We've actually got quite a few resources. So I think we'll get a fishing lodge sorted. So yeah, near water, that makes sense. Hunters near where they can find game, yeah. Now we're going to put a fishing lodge over here, and while that's being made, we need to get a toolmaker going as well. So in order to do that work, your Vikings need proper tools. These can only be manufactured at the toolmaker, so you should build a toolmaker as one of the first buildings. There is an order queue to manufacture tools and basic weapons needed. It determines what is manufactured next. Okay, so we'll get a toolmaker near the resources over here. And let's see, our woodcutter. Yeah, our woodcutter is done, and Fora is our woodcutter. That's kind of appropriate, I think, don't you guys? But we're going to need to get her a axe, aren't we? So, oh good, the toolmaker's being done now. So once this gets made, we can make an axe for Fora, and she'll be able to go about her woodcutting duties a little bit more easily, because at the moment I suspect she's just using her bare hands, and I am sure she's a tough woman and she is hardcore, but we don't want her just punching trees when we can get her an axe, do we guys? No, absolutely not. Okay, the fisherman's lodge is done, so we are going to need a fishing rod, so that will be our next priority, because I'm not even sure if they can catch fish without a fishing rod. I'm guessing not. Well, maybe keep an eye on Carl. Maybe he does catch a few fish, but I'm thinking he probably won't be able to. So let's see, we're not producing any wood, so yeah, I think that they don't actually really produce anything until they've got the tools. What we will do, I found is helpful, is some of the buildings you can add carriers, and they literally just carry materials back and forth, and that tends to speed things up a little bit. Right, so the axe has been made, but I don't know if Fora is going to come get it or if someone's going to take that to her. Oh, that's one thing. I was just going to say, one thing we can do to speed them up is to add pass, but we haven't actually unlocked pass yet, so I suppose, I mean, we don't really need a whole lot for this mission, so we could maybe focus on making a couple more axes and get started on building our army, because I mean the portal's right there, and oh, I didn't need to zoom out quite that far. It's not too far away, and there's really not a whole lot else we need. I mean, there is food around. These little berry bushes have got food, and we've got a lot of the resources we need, so it's just a matter of making a few tools, and we can probably get our army up and running. So military, so we can make an altar and make some sacrifices, but we're just not going to do that, guys. We're just not. Military and army camps. You can relocate military and army camps to deploy warriors where you need them. An army camp is a larger version of a military camp, meaning it barracks more warriors. If a military or army camp is posted near an armory, then the warriors can equip themselves with better weapons, provided there is some in stock. I don't think we've unlocked the armory yet. If warriors spend time near a brewery, goldsmith, storages, or couriers, they'll take the gold or malt beer that they find there automatically. Every malt beer that warrior drinks increases their life energy. Every piece of gold they receive increases the damage they inflict. And if healers collect gold, their healing effect gets stronger. So these are things we can do later in game just to improve the efficiency of our army, is to supply them with beer and gold. Because, that is what every Viking needs. Tankard of beer and a handful of gold, and they're good to go, basically. Let's get another builder on here and speed that up. Now, I suppose what we could do is we could get a tent for them to sleep in, and that will make them happy. So, building dwellings increases the number of Vikings at your command. Workers will recover more quickly if they can sleep in a home instead of under the trees. So if they're well rested, they work longer and more efficiently, which is obviously a good thing. So let's see, if we get a tent sort of here, just around this area, and then these guys will stay in it. Unfortunately, Flora's not going to have one. I could build one for her, but that's a little bit of a waste of resources. We don't really need it at the moment. Okay, so my military camp is up and going, and we've got ourselves one warrior, Bjorn, maybe? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. We are working on producing some axes, which sticks and flint we've got plenty of, so that's fine. And he's nearby, so once we've started actually making them, he should go and pick one up. One of the things that I find quite amusing is these tents are absolutely tiny, and if you click on them, they have 10 beds inside them. I have no idea how 10 Vikings can all find room to sleep in there, and quite frankly, you know what? I don't want to know. Maybe it's like some kind of TARDIS-y thing, it's just bigger on the inside. Who knows? Let's see, how are we doing? Have you got yourself a weapon yet? No, although you have produced one. So what we could do is we could get like a little storage thing, maybe. So I don't know where the weapons go once they've been made. I don't know if they hang around. We could. We haven't unlocked the storage thing, so... Well, it's definitely been made. Because we've made 2 axes and one went to Fora. So maybe Bjorn will find it. It's got to be somewhere. Hopefully, anyway. If not, then I don't know. Well, it will probably be. I think it will be just the one enemy. So we maybe don't really need weapons. We would probably survive without them. How are we doing? So we have got some food, and we've got 1 axe, but is that the one that Flora has, or did you actually make another one? No, because you've made 3, which means we've made 2 extra. Good, he's found his axe. Right, let's get 1 more. Lara, you can be our next axe-wielding Viking. And I think 2 warriors will probably be enough. Like I said, this is the beginning. It's fairly simple. We should be okay. I do like the mountains in the background. And we've got volcano as well. That's actually part of the new update for this game. They have released some volcano maps with lava, which interesting. I'm sure that's going to be a lot harder, and I'm sure we'll get there eventually. But yeah, you know what? I really like the music for this game. It's quite calming and peaceful, which is nice. And I absolutely love the graphics. I just think everything looks so awesome. It's kind of like a more like cartoony style of Vanish, but I just think everything looks really cool. And I love the little buildings and everything. It's just really quite cool. There's Carl doing a little bit of fishing. And let's see if Lara's got herself an axe yet. Yes, she has. Okay, I think it is time, guys. I think it's time to take on the portal monsters. So we can pick up our military camp and move it a little bit closer. And if we just speed this up so that they get there a little bit quicker, because they're a little bit slow sometimes. Okay, so now that we are within range of the portal, we can open it, and it's going to spawn a female Asgard. Bjorn, where are you going? Let's wait for him to get some food, because I don't want him to leave Lara to battle this Asgard by herself. That seems a little bit unfair. Get your ass back here, we've got a monster to fight. Dear me, just wandering off like that, that is so dangerous. Poor Lara could have been injured. Right, portal opened. You've opened the portal to Valhalla. Brace yourself, because soon the portal guards will attempt to stop your Vikings from passing through. Protect the starting portal in your village at all costs. If it is lost, your Vikings will be lost as well. It's not going to be lost, we're going to be absolutely fine. Right, time for our first fight. It's happened, your Vikings have been attacked. Civilians can defend themselves with their fists, but it's more advisable to tackle enemies and warriors. Warriors work in military or army camps, which you can build. Yep, we know we've already got an army there, we are ready. Warriors will fight all hostile creatures within the radius of their camp. So that's something that we'll come across in later maps. Sometimes you get little groups or clusters of hostile creatures. Sometimes they're Asgard, sometimes they're things like polar bears, and you don't actually have to fight them to complete the map, but if you do, it increases your honor, and that's basically what we're trying to do. So it's a good thing to do because it stops them A, from attacking your village and potentially killing your villagers, and B, it increases your honor, and we are all about getting honor, guys, and making our way up to Valhalla and dining with Odin. That is our goal. Oh, look at these guys go. We're going to be done with this warrior in absolutely no time. Look at Bjorn hiding behind Lara. Such a wuss. You can't hide behind a woman. Come on. Be braver than that. Come on. Step forward. Dear me. Right, that is our first enemy defeated. And this time we actually earned our honor, I would say. So we can enter the portal and we can move on. Victory. So these are all the things we've unlocked for the next map. So we've got sawmill, storage, paths, which I'll talk about more when we get started, and a few other bits and pieces. I am gonna leave this first episode here, and hopefully this has been a good sort of first look at the game. And I would really appreciate it if you guys left a comment just to tell me what you think. Is this something that you would enjoy watching? Should I make like a series of it? Leave a comment, let me know, and I will catch you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.